What is up? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I don't know why I say it like that, guys. Sorry. Welcome, welcome. If it is your first time here, I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to look at your energy for the week. So, Virgo. I don't know. I might be fading a little bit. I'm pushing through. I'm like, I don't know. I shouldn't even say that. I'm not going to put bad juju out there. All right. Yeah. Repress it, baby. Repress it. That's what we're all about at this channel. No, I'm kidding. I know Spirit's like, yes, you are. Need some help. That's what. Help do it through the duality. All right. Let's look, Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers, welcome. As long as the message, the energy resonates, then it's meant for you, right? Just know that this is a timeless reading. Everyone's situation is going to be different because it's for the general collective. I do personal readings. I love to help, honor, support in whatever way is possible. Yeah, I love you guys. I'm sending all the love. So just give me a shout out if you need it. If not, I hope this is adequate. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, so children in the forefront. If you don't have any kids, this can be your inner child. You know, oftentimes we really, it's so important to take care of ourselves, you know, just like a mother would for the child. We have 14 up there, which equals 5. So 5 is the turn of events, the turn of the wheel. It's kind of like the midway point where we start seeing this shift in energy happening for you, Virgo. Okay. Something might piss you off. Someone might try to do you wrong, kind of like stab you in the back a little bit. Be mindful of that. I feel like here's the thing. What I'm hearing is this is not an easy energy. You might be dealing with someone who, you know, this could be an ex that you have kids with, romantic partner, maybe you're going through a divorce, etc. I feel like this is someone who's trying to provoke you, trying to provoke your anger. You might have to stand up for yourself. It feels tense. It feels like fearful. My anxiety, the heat is rising in my body. But it's like I'm hearing if you temper yourself, you are going to find freedom from all this. This might be something that you've been, communication. This might be something that you've been kind of like working to overcome for a long time is what I'm hearing. Especially if you don't have kids and this is related to your inner child work, you know. Maybe you deal a lot with your own internal anger, frustrations, or you're used to people treating you that way, you know. And you finally find this way to communicate and stand up for yourself and say no more, right? I'm going to pull one more on this anger. Yeah. Places you maybe needed help, especially if someone is shortchanging you, right? Making you do all the work. This communication is coming in soon. Probably some clarity, yeah. I feel like, and okay, so the children, it brings about this duality. I don't know, you know, I'm hearing this as, you know, it is this element of like growth and development, just like as your individual person, as your soul. You had to kind of work with this duality around a situation. Maybe you didn't have a lot of help is what I'm hearing, and it just like pissed you off. It was because the anger does feel justified. There probably were times when it like harmed you more than it needed to, you know, people took it too offensively, or You know, I keep seeing this dagger piercing through. How we've all heard words can be like daggers. Drawing a little bit of blood, hurting someone a little too much, right? That's where temperance comes into play at the bottom of the deck. Finding a little more balance. You know, sometimes things, especially in our emotional world, feel way worse than what they actually are. Sometimes we do just have to learn how to communicate with other people, other individuals. But I also feel like there is, we'll get into it. I feel like for some of you, there is some messages that you will be receiving around this. That's going to help bring a little bit more clarity. And like I said, this freedom is at the end of it. I think maybe something you weren't expecting. It is going to completely throw you off course. Let's look at this though. All right, Virgo. Ooh, from the Emperor. Aries energy. You could be dealing with an Aries or just someone who's incredibly masculine. You know, the Emperor is the quintessential male archetype. Eight of Pentacles, wanting to work with and through it, you know, a change of the wheel. This can also be business related. You know, this is maybe you working with your boss, seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe this person is kind of angry. Maybe they are really hard to deal with. But this is talking about a shifting in how things are being done. And it's more positive. It doesn't mean that person is going to change their ways. Sometimes we think that change means people will actually change, but very rarely do they do. Not in a rude way. The cards are getting mad at me for saying that. You know, but this is dealing with some, you know, here's the thing. The downside of masculine energy is not embracing your emotions. When we shove them down, that repression that fell out in the very beginning, they end up exploding everywhere, right? They're like a pressure cooker. And, you know, if this person doesn't manage themselves, or they haven't in the past, they've exploded on you, they've let their anger, their emotions get the best of them. I do feel like there is some self-reflection. They're looking back on that. And maybe this is what they're coming to you with. Like I said, this communication might not come through this week, but it is definitely them thinking about it, reflecting on it. Maybe if you guys do have connection, interaction, this is them kind of like showing you without telling you. I love upfront communication. Sorry, my bad jokes. There's that temperance card for you, Virgo. It's hard, right? It's hard when, you know, that's the thing. Because this kind of goes back to you being able to sensing, oh yeah, they're trying to show me, hey, I'm a good person. Hey, you know, you can trust me, without having that conversation. And so it might be messing with you a little bit, you know, you're seeing the good and the bad, or, you know, I mean, that's kind of the thing. And I've said this probably on the majority of the videos this week, because this issue of communication, not communicating with one another, keeps coming up. Maybe you've already closed the door on this situation. You've moved on. You're looking for better things because you don't want to deal with all the conflict, all the BS. Especially if it's stressing you out. Especially if it's not making you feel solid and grounded in your own world. And the thing about the Five of Wands is it's conflict just for the sake of conflict. It's like a competitor sport. Who can win? You know, who can be better, faster, stronger, outsmart the other person. And that's not what you want to focus on. You know, your focus is on this complete abundance. This is like, this card is so Virgo to me, with the green, the earth energy. You know, Virgo energy is very precise, it's analytical, it's reflective, it's introspective. Yeah, there we go. There's that emotion popping up. That King of Cups fell out earlier. Now we're getting the moon. Cancer, Pisces energy. You know, that's the thing. I love the way this card depicts it, because it's like, on one hand, there's a mask, and on the other hand is the heart, and the emphasis, the focus is all on the mask. It's that concept of like, when we're constantly thinking or feeling or believing like someone's just like being shady pants McGee, it messes with our mind a little bit, right? It's the fear, it's the anxiety. Like I said, they might be having some clarity around this. Maybe they weren't giving you enough credit, but also not really like taking the time to find out is what I'm hearing. Yeah. This is a huge wake-up call for them. This has been happening a lot in the zodiac readings as well, Virgo. We're getting so many major arcana. Out of 9 cards on the board, we have 7. Sorry. Meaning, i.e., this is big change and transformation. Anytime the major arcana pop out, it's like big life cycles that we move through. This is teaching you, Virgo, how to be stronger, more stable, more put together. For them, it's the same, but it's like they're letting, well, both of you guys let your emotions get the best of you, but it's just in different ways. This person or situation is like fearing the worst, and then it makes them spiral. And then for you, it's more like, well, I know they're thinking that or feeling that or doing that to me. And it's letting the perceived action, you know, actually be the forefront versus what they're actually doing, you know. I mean, especially if you're a very intuitive person, it's easy to pick up people's, you know, reactions, whether it's ego or whatever it's coming out of. But if they're not, I don't know, it's a weird balance, Temperance is, because it's like we can't fault people for like getting annoyed or not wanting to do it. You know what I mean? Because if they actually show up, if they actually follow through, that's the credit that is deserved. Not because initially they were like, ugh, annoying. You know what I mean? I hope that helps. Makes sense in this, like, this mind of mine. All right. But a lot of this is about, I mean, and again, we all relationships, it takes 2 to tango, but I feel like it is more about this masculine energy. Not wanting to commit, not really wanting to put in the time, the effort that it requires. The due diligence actually on the practical level. It's this fight between, you know, I don't know, one of you is just very immature and it feels like it's way coming from the other person. You know, your emotions might get the best of you. It might not feel so good, blah, blah, blah. But it's like I said, it's a different energy. Because you're still picking up what this person is putting down, right? They might be trying to play it off like, oh, I got my stuff together, blah, blah, blah. But like when the Emperor is out of balance, it's not that hard to see because they are going to be really rigid and controlling and manipulative. And if I'm honest, you know, it feels like their level of maturity, especially around how it should be. The should is valid in this. The Hierophant represents tradition, values, respect, authority. They're vibing very immature. It's like, yeah, I might show up, but I'm still going to do what I want to do, you know? It's not really laying respect to that energy that the Hierophant deserves. Something gets, you know, and maybe this is the anger that ends up popping out for them. I feel like boundaries, heavy boundaries get laid down. Yeah. On the bad behavior, right? This Knight of Wands, you're not putting it up with it anymore. And you have to put a strong boundary up on how it's going to look. If this is love relationship, this is taking it back a notch. We can be friends. Thank you so much. But I'm not really interested in this BS anymore. It's going to be a tough conversation to have because you do have to speak to this. Whether it's the anger that they were expressing at you or how pissed off they made you. But remember that, like, that anger, that pain, it's coming from the fact that you know subconsciously, maybe even consciously, that it's not how it should be. It's not equal give and take. There's not that reciprocity. And so I feel like you're trying to give yourself a little bit of credit, Virgo. Yeah. You guys are starting something. It's going to look a lot different. And there might be some unexpected consequences of this person's behavior that they're not really banking on. But you are putting down your boundaries. It's looking different for you now. Because you're being more conscious, more mindful about your intention. The steps that you're taking, you know, yeah, there is that element of manifesting, putting your hopes, your desires out there, but your actions also have to line up with those desires or else it's a crapshoot, you know? So this person's got to wait, you know, if they're trying, if this is love and they're trying to restart with you, they got to wait. Regardless, even if this is a boss or, you know, this person has to put in the due diligence, the time, the energy, the effort so that you can trust them again. All right, Virgo, I hope this helped, guys. I'm sending so much love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. I know these things are not easy at all. I'm here to support in whatever way you need. Definitely give a big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. I would love to build and grow the community. Thank you for your time and energy always. I'll see you soon.